Another car session? Doug, you slacking? No, I'm packing poop. I'm sorry. What's up, Finn fans? Yes, I'm in the car again. That is because I just got out of work again, and I want to make sure you guys get the information as soon as possible. Today's day 6 of OTAs. Of course, it's closed to the media. It seems like their Wednesday OTAs are open to the media. I'm wondering how minicamp's gonna go, if that whole thing will be open to the media. I know some training camps aren't open to the media. Before I get into the press conferences, we'll talk about some OTA stuff. But before the video starts, as I normally do, let's get Tony Lippett, like I said before, didn't practice yesterday, and that is because his Achilles was sore. He's not hurt, there's no damage, there's no fear or anything. It's just that his Achilles is sore. It's OTA, so don't push it, and don't force it. Also, Caru, I think it's Caru. You guys have been helping me with the pronunciations of some of these players that I mess up, but Caru is gonna have surgery to clean up his knee. That's not gonna help you make the team, my dude. I understand that you had no choice in the matter, but I feel bad for you because there's some really good, capable wide receivers on this team, and I don't see the Dolphins potentially carrying 6 receivers on the roster. So it seems like, for me, the Dolphins are gonna have 5. I'm gonna make a video about something about that, so stay tuned. Also, the high school Miami Killian High was at practice today, and who is on their football team? Frank Gore's son. So Frank Gore's son got to see his father practice. I don't know if it's for the first time. I don't know if he lives in Miami, and when Frank Gore was in Indy in California with the Niners, I don't know how that worked, but yeah. And then Omar Kelly, I'll put the tweet on one of these sides. I normally pick the side that has the most room so it doesn't cut my face. Omar Kelly said that he doesn't know, or he doesn't think that the Dolphins are gonna have a joint practice this season because they're trying their hardest, and it seems like it's not panning out, which would suck, because then the only time we really get to see this team have some type of competition outside of each other is preseason. So let's get right into press conferences. And first up was Amendola. He was quick press conference for him. I normally say the offensive linemen have quick press conferences, but Amendola had a quick press conference, and they were saying that even his press conference is super intense, just like the player. So he said he's trying to get better with each OTA, with each practice, and he's trying to get on the same page as Tannehill, which is good because it seems like that's his favorite target as of now, until he gets into a groove with Zeki, which, please. And he said, I don't want to hear how awesome this team is. It's May. It's gonna be May. Which I agree. It's 6 days of OTAs. No one is. They're not even wearing pads. So you can't even see how well the offensive linemen are blocking, or how well the linebackers are breaking blocks, or how well the defensive line is doing, because no one's wearing pads and they're not making contact at all. So I'm getting a lot of guys asking me for predictions, and it's hard to predict when there's not contact. So yeah. Now to Frank Gore, he likes Kenyon Drake. He said he's young, he's got a ton of talent, which we've seen against the New England Patriots. Frank Gore also calls the OTAs flag football, and he said that people know how he plays and people know how he is when it comes to football and when it comes to practice. So that's why he's not doing OTAs that much, because he doesn't need to, and they know what he'll bring to the field when it comes to training camp. He's also very happy to show that he could still play and he still loves football. Fun little side note, when 3 years ago he said to Bobby McCain that they will be in the same locker room again. And then as soon as he got signed with the Dolphins, he contacted Bobby McCain. It was like, see, I told you so. We're on the same team again. So you get that feeling that this is, he from beginning knew that he was going to end his career here, especially 3 years ago when he said that to Bobby. And then finally, he said he loves playing on grass. He said when he played in Indy on the AstroTurf, it took him till Friday to get his body back. which means that he was fucking beat up and sore as shit. There's pigeons outside of my car. They're gonna attack me. Send help. And then finally, we got Kenny Stills. And one of you guys was asking me what's going on with Kenny Stills. Why haven't we heard from Kenny Stills or seen anything on the field? I don't know. It's OTAs, but like I said yesterday, the receivers weren't getting open. So maybe that was a problem. But he said that this the wide receiver core has a great chance to be great. They kept asking him about standing for the national anthem because he was one of the guys. He's the only guy I think that's left on the team that was kneeling, and he said he hasn't decided yet. He doesn't know if he's going to stand or not. Who cares? I'm not touching this topic with a 10-foot pole. You guys can talk about it in the comments. The whole speed and who's the fastest got brought up again because they asked Albert Wilson, they asked Kenyon Drake. They haven't interviewed Grant hasn't had his own press conference yet, but they asked Kenny Stills about his speed, and he said they have trackers by the paper. He said that they have trackers on their jersey that tells them how fast they're going and all that stuff. And he said, so far, the fastest guy on the team is, drumroll please, Malcolm Lewis, wide receiver. His name wasn't even thrown up there when I was throwing out names of people who are on a C race. So add him to the list. Get this, what is it, 6 of them now? Albert Wilson, Kenny Stills, Kenyon Drake, Akeem Grant, and now Malcolm Lewis. Get them on the field, have them race. I don't give a shit about trackers. And then finally, the last thing he said was he saw a lot of growth out of Ryan Tannehill, and he said he was playing his best football before he got injured. And we all know that because that 7-1 record and all his stats in that 7-1 stretch was really great. I think it was at 102 passer rating, so real great. But that was it for the press conference. It was short and sweet, to the point. Now it's time for that new little segment I've created yesterday called Comment of the Day. And I'm going to read Mac Gordon's comment. He asked me, what's your stance on marijuana in the NFL? I don't think you should be suspended for it. I don't think you should be suspended at all for it. Not 1 game, not 2 games, not 4, especially not a year like Josh Gordon got. If you smoke before you play a game, it's obviously gonna inhibit you. I don't think in a positive way. Also depends on the type of marijuana, if it's an indica or a sativa, but I don't think it'll really affect you to the point where you're gonna have a better grasp or a better performance than a player who didn't smoke. I actually think you'll do worse because you'll probably be more just like, yeah. But when it comes to after game and when it comes to you being beat to shit, if you want to smoke, I don't see a problem with it because it'll help. It'll help with the strenuous season of 16 games, and you get 1 bye, and then the traveling and all this stuff and all the stress, and I think it'll help. So I honestly don't see it as a bad thing. If it's performance enhancing drugs, if it's HGH, if it's all that stuff, then yes, that's obviously bad because you're trying to be a better performer and you're trying to make your attributes better than the other player who aren't doing it. But marijuana and weed, which is the same thing, I don't know why I said and I don't see it as a problem at all. If you do, it's probably just because you don't like the thought of it, or you're just a traditionalist and you think marijuana is very bad for you. Even though there's studies that say it has helped people who have had really bad seizures. So again, I'm just gonna leave it at, I don't think it's bad, and I don't think the NFL should suspend people for smoking. But I would say keep it away from game time. How about that? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously comment if you want to have one of your comments be the comment of the day and have me answer. Comment below what you thought of the press conferences, what you thought of the players. This video is kind of short. Actually, it's probably a normal YouTube video. My videos go long because I have a lot of shit to talk about. I got a lot of stuff to report to you fellas. But I appreciate you guys. We just hit 600 subscribers. You guys are friggin' amazing. We hit 600. I've only been doing this for 2 months, and you guys have helped me grow this channel so much that it makes me very happy, and it motivates me to keep doing this for you guys. You guys are the best. I love reading your comments. I love answering your comments. Even the guys who Ryan, I think his name was like Ryan something, was just going on a bunch of my comments, shit talking the Dolphins. He was a Patriot fan. He was like, Jags are gonna win. I don't mind that. I actually think it's funny, and I like to interact with those people. So I greatly appreciate your comments. I greatly appreciate you guys hitting that like button. I greatly appreciate you guys subscribing. Without you guys, this channel would be nowhere, and I would have no motivation to do this. So because of you, this channel is growing. If you can share it, you know, on Twitter. Also follow me on Twitter, because I tweeted a ton of videos of the Dolphins practice today, so go check it out there. There's great videos. But also follow me on Twitter. If you could share my channel, help it grow even more, I'll greatly appreciate it. If you can help another channel grow. This channel is also very important to me. It's one of my other little babies. Bit Boys. I put a lot of time and effort into the Bit Boys, and I put a lot of blood and passion. So do the other guys, Frank and Sammy. If you guys can check out the Bit Boys, it would mean the world to me. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, at least share it. Maybe, you never know, someone might like it. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for being so great and helping this channel grow. There's only great things coming. I have another great video planned for you guys tomorrow that I really think you guys will like. But other than that, like usual, love you guys. Fins up. The public, just so you know, if you get queasy about defensive dominant practices and offense struggling, you might want to beg for this one. So I'll talk about the OTAs, I'll talk about practice, I'll talk about some